Okay, this video is going to show how to check and set the clearance for the Model 6290 LTD. And the quick way to check the clearance is to, when there is no weight on the probe, to press down and the wheel should spin freely. When you pull on the cable or have the probe hanging on the cable and pull down, you spin that and it should be touching. And right now it is touching, so it's not spinning freely. So this shows that the cable is approximately correct. That's a quick check you can do very easily. And now we will check it more carefully using the feeler gauge. And the feeler gauge is a 4/1000 gauge, which is equivalent to about 1 millimeter.
1/10 of a millimeter.
1/10 of a millimeter. 0.1 millimeter. And now we're going to, again, you have to make sure that there's no weight on the probe. Sorry, no weight on the cable. So this has no probe attached, which means there's not too much weight. Or you could always lift it up and lay it on the base plate. But this will be sufficient for our training demonstration for the moment. So we're going to use 2 fingers and press down and insert the feeler gauge. And it should touch, but it should be able to enter freely in and out, and it is touching. So this adjustment is very good right now, but we may need to demonstrate adjusting anyway. So now the problem is that this cable has ridges, and so it'll be lower in some places and higher on the ridge. So in order to make sure we're testing the correct spot, what we need to do is ask someone to turn the coupling, to move the cable by hand, to move the cable back and forth on the drive wheel. So we're going to ask Tim behind there to turn the coupling very slowly, and we're going to at the same time insert and move the feeler gauge. So right now it's very easy. Go ahead, keep turning, and then we'll come to another spot. Now I can feel, stop there. Okay, now I can feel that it's tight. It's not moving so easily. So that's the correct spot to set the clearance, when it's the tightest. So again, I can slide it easily in and out, and notice that I'm holding this feeler gauge very close to the end with 2 fingers here, and pushing down and then sliding in and out. Okay, so that's a perfect adjustment. So now if you keep rotate it again a little more, and then we're back to where it's easy. So now the point is, we also have to check for eccentricity of the drive wheel. It may not be perfectly round, so we want to make sure that we'll check it here. We'll rotate, you can see we have a red arrow placed here. So now we'll rotate it by 90 degrees. Okay, and then we will do the same check again. So I'm going to ask Tim again to move it very slowly. Okay, it's very easy right there. Okay, he's going to keep moving it. Okay, and actually it's not touching there at all, which is okay because it is touching in another spot. So if we were only checking in one place, we might think that it failed the test because, see, it's too free there. But the important point is to not over-tighten. That's the most important thing. To be a little bit loose is okay. That's the best we can do. So now I'm going to rotate again about 90 degrees. And we'll check it right there. So again, I will press down. Also very loose there. Go ahead, Tim. See if, just turn it carefully. Okay. Okay. Again, it's quite loose there. We didn't find any, even though the ridge passed underneath that spot. So it's fine. Okay. So we'll go again, 90 degrees. Okay. We'll check this here, and then okay. Go ahead and turn. Sorry. Let me get straight here. Okay. Slowly. Okay, and again, we're not finding a tight spot. So it seems that this is the only point where it is tight. Let's check it again one more time. There. Okay, and I can feel a little bit, just turn slowly. Okay, and that's what we're, now, that's good. Okay, now, I'm going to demonstrate one more thing just for completeness. You can back up a little bit, and I'm going to take off this one screw. If the probe was attached, we would need to lay it on the base plate. So we're going to remove this retaining screw, I guess you call it. And we would lift the probe up and we would lay it on the base plate. There's no probe attached, but we'll just set it there. That's to make sure there's no weight hanging on the cable while you're making this adjustment. Okay? Now I'm going to take this off. Suppose you did need to make an adjustment. Okay, we can use this 9/16 wrench, which is included in the toolkit, or an adjustable wrench. But this one happens to be the right size. And you can just take that off carefully. Okay, this comes out like so. Keep it together. Put it in a convenient spot. Now we have these two screws holding it tight, and then these are the screws that help with the adjustment. So if you look at the gap, you can see there it's about correct, which it should be because it's been adjusted. So if we have to move it, what we'll do is we'll use this Allen key. I don't know if it's a 5, I think it's a 5/32. Let's try that. Yeah, that's the correct one. So what we want to do is loosen this a little bit, not completely, because we still want it to be making contact. And we'll loosen this one also. Okay. Okay, so it's loose enough. And then we'll use the other Allen key, which might be a 3/32. Let's see if that's the correct one. Okay, yes, that one's grabbing. So if you turn down with this, if you rotate this way, then it's going to push the screws down, which pushes the block up. And when it's approximately the right range, you only need to make very small adjustments, maybe 1/4 of a turn. So even that would be too much already. It's already too loose now. So usually just about 1/4 of a turn. Now in order to go back down, I need to loosen a little bit. Now it's loose. See, there's no pressure on it, and I'll loosen the other one. Okay. Now just loosening it does not move it down. It only allows it to move down, and now we need to use something to tap it down. That should do it. So now you should see the gap is a little bit smaller. It'll be hard to see perhaps, but there should be some difference. Now we need to just make sure it's tight. Okay, it should be okay. Okay. A little bit tight. Alright, now we'll try to put this wheel back on if we can, if I haven't gone down too far. Sometimes I may have gone too far. Okay, there it goes. Nope. There it goes. Okay. So now, okay, now you also should tighten this a little bit. So we'll just tighten a little bit. Okay, now I should find that it's too tight now. Let's see. Okay, and it is, because I can't. Let's try a quick test. See, now I'm pushing down and it won't spin freely. So this is too tight. Even pushing down. If I push down, okay. So this is too tight, which is good. We want to show how to loosen it a little bit. So what we're going to do is use this to, okay, first thing I can do is take the slack out. So I'll just turn a little bit this way till I hit, the screw hits the metal. Okay, there it is. So still we haven't moved it, I'm sure. So So I can't even insert this feeler gauge now. So we're going to, maybe Tim, could you turn this, just go, okay, we're going to tighten, so we're going to go this way.
Yeah,
just a little bit, just hold it right there, not too much, hold it there. Okay.
Right.
So I'm going to, it's still too tight, so go a little more right there. Come on this side, do the same, about the same adjustment on that side. Okay. Okay, that's right, turn it. Okay, hold it a little more. Okay, a little more. A little more. Okay, now come back to the other one and adjust it there. Okay, go just about 1/8 of a turn. Keep going a little more. Keep going a little more. Okay, now I can just begin to insert it. So a little more, a little more. Okay. So now we're approaching the correct range. I'm not going to go through the exact checking again, but now we're getting close to what it should be. Now if I push down, okay, now it's spinning free. And if I pull on this, as in simulating some weight, now it's touching. So you can see that's actually a pretty good way to check to see if you're in the range. Then we would need to repeat the check of all checking on each side.
And tighten the screws.
Okay, so now that we have got approximately correct, well actually once you finish getting everything just the way you want it, you need to take this off again. Okay, and then you would need to tighten these screws and make sure you seat the Allen key in there very well, and then turn hard, and make sure that you don't move this piece when you're tightening it. So again, we'll turn it about like that. Okay, make sure we get it down in there very good so we don't slip and strip the head. And hopefully I can put this back on easily again. So now those screws are tight, and I would also tighten this one, and this is very important. If this is not tight and the backup wheel falls off, then bad things can happen because this backup wheel is what is holding the cable in the drive wheel. If you take that off, it can slip. So this must be tight. So again, our quick check shows that it's fine, and I think we've covered the main points of checking the backup wheel clearance.